What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about Julius Peppers and why he is such a monster in the game. Now remember, depending on how you guys watch the videos, also when you see how these guys have these lower overalls, be ready after they try to DC glitch you to close the application before the application closes. If it comes up as the connection to your pair has been lost, you have to wait until they do that. But at your quick menu, you can then close the app without proceeding to accept the loss, or accept that the connection has been lost. But you have to wait for them to do it first. They have to be the one so that you can have, proof that it happened, and make sure that you record it, because you can always on the Xbox and the PS4 record it just in case EA tries to say that you were the one that initiated it. You can always show it at the same time. But it has been helping a lot of my viewers not get losses. Some of you guys have still been reportedly getting losses, but I think you guys are waiting too long depending on when they do it, because just because somebody has a good team, that does not mean that they're not going to DC glitch you, because some people just like to be followers and do the wrong thing. So many people are doing it that shouldn't be doing it, but usually these players with the lower level teams, they may engage in it a lot more. All right, so now when we go ahead and jump into this game right here, right, you're gonna notice that Julius Peppers, you see the sheds and the stuff that he gets. I want to point out a couple of things about why I think that Julius Peppers is one of the best defensive linemen that you can have in the game. Number one, he's one of the rare ones that are really fast that also gets finesse specialists. Now, when we talk about those abilities like power specialist and finesse specialist, the power specialist is really good because, in my opinion, it's really secure if you get somebody that likes to run the ball every play, which is why I leave it on LT, because that combination really helps him. Oh yeah, pick me off then, pick me off. And then Tyreek Hill, I thought the flag was on him because he had two dudes on him, but it's on Tyreek Hill. Like, offensive pass interference, seriously? I think that's the first time that I've seen that, but I wasn't amazed that it happened. Did I like it? Yeah. Did it turn me on? Yeah, but I would rather not see it again, EA. Like, please just stop it. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. You see the way that they're screaming? Primarily, it's two things right now. The first thing is that his O-line may not be as good, so that's the first thing that many of you guys are going to say, bro, his O-line is not that good, dudes are going to scream. The second thing is you'd be like, yo, this dude is not really that good of a player, so he's just running plays that don't make any sense. Some of the things, like if you're using both of those things, you're absolutely correct. But remember, it's something about the game that when you play somebody that has a really bad team, sometimes your team doesn't play as well. You guys can give me all the coding, you guys can give me all the theories, whatever like that. Regardless of the situation, even if his team is OP, which many of you guys have seen me play those type of players, if you blitz at the right angle, they're going to scream no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So when you're setting up these type of blitzes, all I'm going to tell you right now is if you can get somebody that's super fast like that, because remember, like I said, Julius Peppers is 88 speed, finesse specialist, and he has edge threat. The other person, I don't know if you guys remember, when DeMarcus Lawrence was just out there doing whatever he wanted, he's like what, like 70 something, very low 70 speeds, and he would still always get into the backfield. The thing that makes Julius Peppers so unique is that he's obviously a lot faster, and he has those other attributes that makes him a little bit better. His block shedding and all that stuff like that, so he can actually get off the block at certain points of the game. It's not also like, it's not all a situation where it's just like he's going to get held up and just get blocked. How did he just do that right there? Bro, how did he just come right? What is this guy? Who is this guy? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's Joe Thomas on that side. And they made this guy just scream right directly in and just smash me up. Just think about what I'm saying. Like, that's the way the game plays. Because theoretically, it's no way possible that that's supposed to ever happen with the guys that I have blocking. Okay, who is that? Is that? Okay, he got it anyway. Because he just let the guy right in. A lot of times what happens is you guys think that they blitz the corner, but they really don't. They leave them in a flat and they move them inside of the wide receiver, and then they automatically come down there. That's usually what happens. So you got to be very careful with that. The biggest thing about this guy, though, you can just tell that he has no idea what he's doing, so it doesn't really matter. So when you have something like this going on, you see what I'm saying? Like, he sent out 4 routes, but he sees that I'm blitzing my entire team, my head coach and my cheerleaders, and he's still sending everybody out on routes and not making quick reads. So when you play somebody like this, one or two things are going to happen. He's going to dot you uncontrollably, or he's going to get blown out. All right, so this guy is probably going to get blown out because we already have been able to dissect what he's doing, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, now he's doing fake punts. See, this guy right here, bro, this is why I'm saying you got to be very careful at that top 3 disconnect screen. Because this guy, right, he's like the prime candidate to come out there and just do whatever he wants at the top 3 and just disconnect and do whatever. Okay, now, as we continue to go through it and you kind of see what I'm talking about, you see what Joe Thomas is doing? Joe Thomas does that to any player that's in the game that's a linebacker or a corner. Okay, With Nasty Streak right now, the biggest thing about it is once you have him and you put him at that tight end position, he's going to do that no matter what. Now remember, EA is going to be nerfing that again because of complaints. So what's going to happen is he's not going to be able to do those same things, and a lot of us are going to continue to get frustrated. Like, why do they keep changing the game? Because if that's what you designed it to do, if he's supposed to be able to win against linebackers and cornerbacks, why would you nerf it? Or why would you make it so that a left tackle can't go to tight end? Because I think that that's what they're going to have to do. But then that theoretically wouldn't make any sense, because you can do that in the NFL. Pretty much in the NFL, in the live games, we see people do and move to all kinds of positions. But for some reason, if something works the way it's supposed to and people see it and it looks like it's OP, immediately, you know, they start complaining, and then there's a patch that comes out, which it doesn't make any sense. Because like the armbar, like I always bring it back to that. I understand, like, it looked like Popeye just had his spinach and just punching guys in the face, but that's what the game, that's what they designed it to do. So pretty much what happens is, on defense, now you have to have secure tacklers, you got to have, you know, enforcer, you got to have things to counteract it. But remember, it's 3 versus 3. So it's not like you could just, you know, go out there and not have the proper ability and EA is like, all right, it's too OP, let me nerf it. It doesn't really make any sense, because there's so many other things that they can actually fix that doesn't have anything to do with that. That's one of the biggest issues that we have. You know what I'm saying? As you go forward with everything, it's really, really interesting to me that everything that gets patched, it's something that was supposed to be intended to work the way that it does, and it works, and then that's why it's patched. You see what I'm saying? It's not like it's something that's weird, like you're trying to burn somebody deep with Tyreek Hill, the guy has 36 speed, and he's running with him all the way up the field. Or a linebacker runs like faster than Tyreek Hill. Like, those type of things need to be fixed. For some reason, nobody ever gets that done, but if we get an ability or a chemistry that works, it's like, all right, we got to fix this. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you come out there and you have finesse specialists and your player is super fast, it's not, right now, it's not something that's available for everybody. Like super fast players with finesse specialists. Like right here, this dude has a bum on Tyreek Hill. Now, did I overthrow that? Probably. You know what I'm saying, bro? But at the same time, just look at what's going on. Just watch what happens. You see, like, as soon as I see that Tyreek Hill's going to get the step on him, that's when I throw it. But for some reason, they're holding him up, and he's able to stay there one-on-one with Tyreek Hill, when we know, based on the overall of the players that we saw, he probably doesn't have players that are that fast. But again, it is what it is. That's just certain things and mechanics of the game. That's part of it. We just got to deal with it. And like, bro, we got to bend over and take what EA is given, and that's it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. When you set your defense up, guys, just make sure, if nothing, that you give at least one of your edge rushers, edge threat, power specialist, or finesse specialist. For me, you can see what finesse specialist is doing. Julius Peppers is back there every single snap. And that's been happening on a regular basis. So what it's going to force people to do is people are going to have to put abilities on their O-line again. Okay, because that's the only way that I've been able to see that you can even, like, stop it in any... It's no way that you could really consistently stop it, because you see with LT and, you know, Julius Peppers coming off the edge, there's really not much you can do about it. But that's pretty much the only thing that I would be able to suggest, is that we're going to have to probably get at least one O-lineman that has something on there that he could be able to block and do something, because you can see right there, he just got scared. You know, he just threw it out of bounds, but obviously it's a safety, so it don't really matter. But he knows that dudes are screaming every single snap. And the funny thing about that, if he didn't throw that ball, Julius Peppers was going to get right off that block and be right in there and sack him anyway. But that, you know, obviously he's already, you know, highlighted his superstar X factor is lit up, so it's a wrap anyway. But that's one of the things that I wanted to point out, primarily because I know you guys are very, very concerned with the way that, you know, the defense works and how you have to be able to, you know, you have to counteract what your opponent's doing. He should be able to catch that one, right? Yeah, that was perfect. What? Yo. But then again, you see those animations? That animation was already predetermined that he wasn't going to catch it, but it was weird the way that they did it. Right there, he just ran too much out of the way. I should be... Oh, he picked it. Okay. All right. Yeah, bro. All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. It's EA's world. I'm just trying to get a nut, bro. Like, what is this even about? Did he just hike the ball and throw it instantaneously? Okay, I guess that's what he's doing. But it's actually smart, the way he just did that. I'm not even going to lie about that. That actually is very, very genius, because he's realizing at this point he's not going to get a W. Like, this dude knows we're about to do all kinds of things with him that he's not going to like. And he's just doing whatever he wants and getting away with it. But it is what it is. But I still want to see. The reason that I keep running this is I want to see if I can actually get the ball there. Because you see the way that ball was thrown? I threw it the same exact way each time. But like I told you guys, if the overalls of the teams are very, very mismatched, they will not let you win if your team is better in most cases. They won't just let you do whatever you want. They will keep the other player in the game somehow, some way. So I just wanted to make sure everybody is pretty much aware with that. So like, just keep watching what's happening, because I think Julius Peppers is almost near his 8th sack. The dude's a savage. But for him, he's one of those guys that I don't really even contemplate wanting to get rid of. Right there, he just gets shot blocked and then just stood there. I don't know what he's doing. And then he had everybody running to the left. This guy is wild, man. Why would he do that? He hiked the ball and then just started running like a maniac and then just let it. Is that number 8? Okay, that's number 7, so we got one more. And you can just see, he's just coming in every time. It doesn't really matter. And this guy's sending out 4, blocking 6. Like, what are you doing? So, again, when you put yourself in the position to get, ravaged, EA is going to make sure you get it from the back. And EA doesn't take prisoners, bro. They're going to do whatever they want to do to you, and that's pretty much it. So, I would recommend highly that you guys look into getting Julius Peppers. His price has consistently been dropping. Not sure why. But you also get the power pass getting up, to level 70 and things of that nature. So definitely go out there and look to see if you can accomplish that, because adding him to your team will definitely, it's going to be a huge difference. It's night and day from, from D. Lawrence. So you guys can go ahead and do what you feel, but just understand that finesse specialist is key with edge threat, because it gives you an instant win on most cases, unless the offensive lineman has some kind of ability that may hold it up a little bit. But that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Be sure to subscribe, turn on your post notifications, follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, all at GmiasWorld, and I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.